All right, we will be doing what? College algebra number 4. You have your worksheet?
Yeah, yes, hold on a sec.
Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay, can you see the screen, Audrey? College algebra number 4.
Oh, yes, it's fine.
Do you see the screen? College algebra number 4.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. You want to read the first problem?
Says Jane, Paul, and Peter can finish painting the fence in 2 hours. If James does the job alone, he can finish it in 5 hours. If Paul do the job alone, he can finish it in 6 hours. How long will it take Peter to finish the job? And that one,
Okay.
I don't think I did that one.
I think you did it. You sent me
I did.
answers. Yeah, I think so. Some of
I
the
missed a few
answers.
though. There's a few that I leave out.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll go over them. All right. So how do you solve this problem? Okay, there's actually a standard way of solving work problems when there's more than
I do
one
this so long
person
ago. I don't
involved.
remember. You do this so long ago. I don't remember how to do it.
I know. Okay, that's all right. No, what you do is you make a fraction of each person who's doing the job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you set that equal to another fraction where the value is X. But it's saying that if they work together, they do it in 2 hours.
Yes.
Individually, Jane does the job alone, she can finish. Jane does the job alone, she can finish 5. Paul alone can finish it in 6. So the way you would set it up, Audrey, like I said, you put them in fractions. So with Jane, it would be 1/5. I'll just write it here. Jane will be 1/5. Okay. Now, Paul, is there some noise from somebody? I hear some talking. You have
Yeah.
something on? Oh, you have a radio or television?
You can hear it still? Oh,
Yes,
there's a talking on my. I think it's on my. Oh, it's on my tablet.
it's on your tablet. Okay, because I hear talking. Okay, you turned it off, right?
You have
I
not
think so.
entered any numbers. Goodbye.
Okay, it was a phone, like this just said goodbye. Okay, so Jane is 1/5. Paul would be 1/6 because Paul does the work in 6 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Peter, we don't know. So Peter will say 1/x.
X.
That's right. Now, those add up to what it takes them working together. So if Jane, Paul, and Peter all work together, they do it in 2 hours. Okay. So this will be 1/5 plus 1/6.
Mm-hmm.
And what go after that? Peter, 1/x,
1 over
right?
X.
1/x. And they do the work in 2 hours. So that would be equal 1/2. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So 1/5 plus 1/6, Jane plus Paul plus Peter. And Peter, we don't know, but we know when they work together, they do it in 2 hours. So that would be 1/2. Now, how can we solve this, Audrey? What do we have to do?
Find the denominator.
Yeah, we got to find a least common denominator. So for 5 and 6, what's the least common denominator?
30.
30, that's right. Very good. So 1/5 would be what?
6. It'll be 6.
Well,
Wow.
let's
Yes.
just do this first. This is equal to 1/2. All right. Now well, 30 is the least common denominator, but what we could
Right.
do is we could multiply both sides by x, right?
6. Mm-hmm.
This is like 1/x. So this would be 30x, x. And then this would be 30x/2. So, okay, we can do it 2 ways. We can multiply it first, or we can put them over 30. So 1/5 will be what over 30?
6.
1/5 will be what over 30? 30 over 6?
It's 5.
Or 6 over 30?
6 over 30.
Okay, 6. Well, let me
Yeah,
just do
but-
it like, okay. Okay, let's put the 30 here. This will be 6 over 30 plus, let's do the other
5.
one.
Plus 5.
Okay,
5 over 30, right?
right, 5 over 30, so plus 5 over 30. Because that reduces to 1/6, right? 5 over 30.
Yannick, I'm so sorry. Apparently that number was wrong. I went
And
searching.
the
but I
next will
tried
be
it
what?
myself.
What will be the 1
I
over
have a
x?
different passcode. Can you take
1
that
over
number?
x.
Ready?
Let me just write
One,
that as, let
two,
me just
six.
write that as 1 over x.
723
That, okay,
37.
let's just write that as 1.
So try it now and see. Okay, stopping. You hang up from me. You call the 6.
Let's see. Back that up. Write that as 1 over x. Okay, and this is equal to, and I'm just, instead of the slash, I'm putting the dash on it because it's easier to understand when you do it that way. And put the 2 here. Okay, so now I have what? 5 over 30 plus 6 over 30 plus 1 over x is equal to 1 over 2. But the 30 would be 30 over x. 1 over x would be really 30 over x. Or 1 over 30x.
1 over 30x.
Yes, because we're going to actually invert these. So that would be 30. And then the 1 over 2 would be what? 30. 1 over 2. And this would also be 30. Let me just put it in parentheses, 30. 30. Okay, shift this over because this is the numerator. All right, now what does this become? I can just really invert all of this and it makes it easier. I can invert it and have 30 over 6, right? plus 30 over 5 plus 30x over 1 and plus 60 over 1.
It's a polynomial. I don't.
Well, no, I'll have it as, okay. So this becomes, so I can just really invert all of this. This will be 30 over 6, 30 over 5, 30x over 1, 60 over 1. Okay, so that becomes, and if I invert this and multiply by x, then this is what I get, 6x plus 5x plus 30 equal 15x. Okay. Now this
So
is,
the
I'm
30
really multiplying by x because x is in my denominator. Okay, so I have 6x plus 5x plus 30 equal 15x. This is after let me just put this, invert and multiply.
Yanni, can you hear?
Invert and multiply. And I'm multiplying really by x.
Yanni?
Because x is in the denominator here, so I'm multiplying really both sides by x. So I'll have x, then this will be 1 over 30, and this would be x. So I get 6x plus 5x plus 30 is equal to 15x. Then I can combine all of my x's. What do I get, Audrey?
3 x's.
6x plus 5x is what?
6x plus 5x is 11x.
Okay, so that's 11x plus 30 equal 15x. Then if I subtract 11x from both sides of the equation. And what do I get, Audrey?
11x from both sides of the equation. That would be from
On the left, I get what?
left on the right, x. 11x. 11x. From 15x.
That's right. So on the left side, what do I get? Now I'm subtracting 11x from both sides.
You will get negative 4.
No, subtract 11x from both sides. Let me just write what I said. 11x minus 11x plus 30 equal 15x minus 11x. So what do I get on the left side of the equation? Let me bring that back up. Okay, so what do I get on the left side? 11x minus 11x plus 30 equal what, Audrey?
Okay.
What's a plus 11x and a minus 11x?
22. 22x.
No, a plus and
Okay.
a minus of the same item, the same number or variable and number gives 0, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
plus 11x and minus 11x gives 0. So I'll have just 30 left on the left side. What do I have on the right side? What's 15x minus 11x?
Mhm.
15x minus 11x. Eleven from 15, Audrey.
15 is 4.
It's
4x.
4, so that's right, perfect, 4x. So 11x from 15x is 4x. Now what do I do next, Audrey? To solve for x. What's the next step? My x is on the right side, right?
Mhm.
And I want to solve for x. So if it's connected by
divide-
multiplication, divide, that's right,
divide
very
the
good,
30 by
because this,
4, yeah.
yeah, divide both sides of the equation by 4. Okay, so if I do that, let's just do that. 30 equal 4x. Now I want to divide both sides by 4. So that means 30 divided by 4 and 4x divided by 4. Okay, so let's just put that here. So I put 4. And put 4 here. Now what do I have left when I do that, Audrey? What do I get on the left side? What's 30 divided by 4?
7.5.
That's
Or-
right, 7.5. Very good. Okay, so 30 divided by 4 is 7/2. So let me just go here. Actually, I'm going to be on the other side because this is not all going
I
to
like to
fit.
say that.
Okay. Okay. So on the left side, like you said, I'd have just bring that down so it doesn't get confused here. So that would be 7 1/2. And that would, and what's 4x divided by 4?
It's 1x.
1x, and that's just x, right?
X.
1x is the same as x.
Yes.
1 is okay, but normally you don't have to, you don't have to put it there. So I get
7.5.
x, yes, x equal 7.5. And that's the little x. We keep consistent, okay? So the little x, 7.5, and what answer is that?
B.
That's it. Answer B.
And you know, he said it was that, when I first look at the thing and I said, was that?
You did, but then
But
you
I didn't know how to-
changed
I
it
didn't know how
because
to
that's
answer
not
it.
the answer you gave me when you sent me in, when you text me answers.
Right, I know, because I thought I didn't know how to work it out. I was saying is that, and I said I don't know how to get to that, but I didn't know how to work it out.
Okay, now I kind of combined steps here, Audrey. I said invert these and multiply by x. So the 6 over 30 becomes 30 over 6, 30 over 5, 30x over 1, and 30 times 2 over 1, and then multiply by x because of the x that's right here, right? So that's how I got the 6x, 5x, 30, and the 15x. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So how long will it take Peter to do the job if he worked alone? 7.5 hours. Now you can check that because if you put set 1/2, I'm sorry, 1/5, 1/6, and it was taking him 7.5, that would be like 1 over 7.5. And you should get the 2 hours that they said it would take them if they all work together. So if you want to check it, you could add Jane, Paul, Peter hours, and you should get combined. They should take 2 hours to do it. The 3
So
of them.
that'd be 1 over 7, 6 over
Well, it would be 1
1
over
over 6.
5.
1 over
No, it would
5,
still be
1 over
1 over
6.
5 for Jane,
1 over
1
6.
over 6 for
And
Paul,
then 1,
and
right,
Peter would be 1 over 7 and a
1
half.
over 7 and a half.
7.5. That's right. And that should add up to, that should be equal to the 2 hours it takes the 3 of them working together. All right. And if you put in that amount, you could actually leave out the 2 and just put 1 over 7 and a half, and that's equal to X, and X would be equal to 2. That's the way you could check it. If you combine what it takes Jane plus Paul plus Peter, you should get 2 hours of them, of the 3 of them working together. Got it?
So how you say it, do that?
Okay, here's what I said. Let me just do it this way. If you put 1 over 5,
1 over 5.
okay, plus 1 over 6, we're
1
putting
over 6.
Jane, Paul, and Peter, that would be 1 over 7.5. All right. Which is 1 over 7.5 is equal to what, Audrey? If you want to simplify that and get rid of the decimal, 1 over 7.5 would be equal to what? What is that equal to?
75.
Well, it would be,
What?
well, to get 75, you multiply it by what? 10. So you'd have to multiply the numerator by 10. So that would be 10 times 1 is 10. 10 times 7.5 is 75. So that would be 10 over 75. So you simplified it and not have the decimal. So that would be 1.5, 1 over 5 plus 1 over 6 plus 10 over 75. And that would be equal to 2. So let me just write that the way we have it here. Okay. I'm sorry, it'd be equal to X, and you solve for X. So this would be, let me just copy this again, so you can later check it and see if you get the right answer. Put that in, okay, and we'll put here 10.
I can have that on my screen.
You don't see that? That's on the other side. You probably got to scroll to the right. Yannick, you're on mute.
Oh, yes, I see it. That's on the other side, yes.
And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
equal to, okay, that's equal to, we can say 1 over X, all right, because that's the total if they're all working together. So that's like 1 over X. Now you solve this for X, solve for X, and you can do this later offline. Solve for X. Okay. And you should get 2, because that's what we were told. When they work together, they can finish it in 2 hours. So when you solve this for X, then you should get 2. Okay, so you can do that later. Solve this equation for X, and you should get 2, the number of hours it takes all 3 of them working together, because that's a general format when you have a work problem. You just take whatever is given as the number of hours for each person, put 1 as the numerator over it, and say that's equal to 1 over X, and find the least common denominator for these denominators that you have, right? And then solve for the X.
Yes, okay.
So once you set it up like this, you have your all of your denominators, you can just flip it, you know, put the X over 1 and then solve for X. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So we said the answer was B. Well, this is offline. You're going to check this, make sure you get the X as equal to 2. Okay, let's go to any questions on work problems. Audrey,
Huh?
there's a general format for work problems. When you're given like the number of hours, you write them as 1 over that number for each task that each person is doing, and you set that equal to 1 over X, and then you find the least common denominator and solve for X. All right.
Okay.
And that will give you the amount of time it would take people working together to do a task that each one alone take a different time. Okay.
Mhm.
Hello, Barbara.
Yes.
So Yannick, I see her online, but she has not unmuted herself.
Yes, I saw that. I said Yannick, and she needs to unmute.
Yeah, she can press. So Yannick, if you can hear her, it's *6. If you press star and 6, then you will be able to talk to Barbara.
Oh,
and
there
ask
she is, Yannick.
that she
Yes,
heard.
Miss Barbara.
Oh, hello. Glad to hear
Yes,
you.
yes.
Glad to hear you.
Yes, I've been
Wonderful.
listening.
Oh,
Yes.
great. Well, you know what? What we're going over, Yannick, I will be emailing it to you after the session. Okay.
Yes, Miss Barbara.
Also,
Yes.
I'm recording it, which means it will be on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
For the session, I
Yes,
put
yes.
it by the date. So this is what, 3:15? 3:15 college prep. It will be out there on the YouTube, and then you can listen to it and see it on YouTube, along with getting what we are doing now as a email file. Okay.
Okay. 3:16.
Yes, it will be YouTube under my name, Barbara Day, and I put
Yeah.
the session date. And since I have actually 2 sessions on Monday, I put one is college prep and one is task math. So this is college prep. So it'll be under college prep 3:15, date 3:15.
3:16.
Okay.
Yes, Miss Barbara.
All right, let's go
On
to
YouTube?
yes, on YouTube. Look, it's under my name, Barbara Day, Daye, and there's several of them out there, but you'll see this one under a date as college prep. Okay.
Okay. Miss Barbara.
Okay, let's go.
After the session, I can go on
Not
YouTube and
just
find.
after now, because it takes a little while for it to copy to the file, the session, and then I upload it to my YouTube. So you figure it'll be after an hour before it will be out there.
Oh.
Yeah, because it takes usually about 10 to 15 minutes for it to copy the file. And then I go to my Google Mail and go to my YouTube, and then I upload it. And then it doesn't upload right away. That takes a few minutes too, okay?
An hour.
So you figure a total is going to be at least an hour before it would be out there, okay?
And meanwhile, now I'm listening to the session.
I'm sorry, Yannick?
Now keep listening.
Yeah, keep listening to the session,
Yeah.
and you'll
Yeah.
get like 2 things. This, whatever you see on the screen, you will get this in an email. All right. But the email, of course, won't have the talking, the explanation, but the YouTube will. It will have a recording of what we're going over. Okay.
Okay, I can hear. Yeah, I can hear.
Yes, you can hear. Yes, you can listen. You can skip things, like if you a certain part you don't want to listen to, you can skip and listen to what you need to listen to. Okay. So it would be about the length of the session. Well, we didn't really we started late, so the session it'll be about, it won't be 2 hours. It will probably be about an hour and a half. Okay.
Right. On YouTube address Barbara Day.
YouTube
College
under Barbara
3:15.
Day. Right. College prep, the date. I put the date out there because, like I say, there'll be 2 sessions out there for 3:15. One will be task math and one will be college prep. Okay. Because I had a class earlier from 1 to 3. All right, let's go to the next problem.
Yes.
All right. Audrey, did you do this problem?
Huh?
You do number 2? I think
Yeah, I
you
do
did.
number 2, but I don't remember. Like I said,
You don't remember what you did?
I don't remember how I do it. But I know that you gotta find the average.
Okay. So
First,
4 tests was 76, right?
6, right? Mm-hmm.
And 5 tests was 85. And you're
Right.
trying to find the average on
Average
all 4
of
tests,
14,
right?
yes. Yes.
So what you have to do to set this up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yannick, you listening?
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay. Do you have an idea how you could set this up?
You add the I divided the 76 by 4 to get 19.
You divided 1?
It says that the average was 76. And I said that is like 19 fours.
19 fourths? But they give you the average, right? What did they say?
Right.
The average
The average
is
is
for the
76.
9 tests. No,
Right, that's right.
no. You're trying to find the average for 9 tests, and you're given the average for 4 tests, and you're given the average for 5 tests.
5 tests, right.
So let's just write here, average. Now, average is going to be the sum
Some
of
of all
the-
the
of the 4, that's right, of the 4
yeah,
tests
of the 4
and the
tests.
5 tests.
and the 5
so-
tests, right.
That's right. What will we write for the 4 tests?
For the 4 tests,
Yes.
what is the average, or you mean what?
No, the total. How would we get the total for the 4 tests?
I divide by 4. I divide the 76 by 4 and get 19.
No.
What you mean?
The average for the 4 tests, Audrey, look,
It's 76.
the average for the 4 tests was 76.
Right.
What's the total for those 4 tests? What's the total score for all 4 tests? If you know the average is 76 and there were 4 tests, what's the total for all those 4 tests?
Good afternoon. This is
19,
Chastity.
Hello, Chastity.
19? 19
No,
for each
not
test?
19. The average is 76.
Uh-huh.
3 or 4?
What is it, Chastity?
3 or 4?
Oh,
4,
yes.
4 times 76,
Times
right?
76. Yeah.
Yeah. The
that's
total
right.
for those 4 tests is 4 times the average, right?
Yes. Yes.
Because you said 19, but they gave you the average, Audrey. That's
right.
76. So the total, because to get average, you get the total divided by
right,
the number of items. So the
Multiply,
total
I
is
multiply,
4 times
yeah.
76.
Yeah,
And
I
that
multiply,
divided
yeah.
by 4, of course, give you 76.
Yeah.
Now,
And then divide by
Chastity, what
13.
about the next test, the second test? What would that be?
You multiply 5 times 85 and it's
That's right. 5
425.
times 85. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm. That's what he did. But I can't remember how he do it. 'Cause he has
Yannick, you hearing me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay. Now, Yannick, what will I divide this by? What was the number of tests?
Miss
Oh.
Barbara, it says on the next 5 tests, his average score was 85, not 3 times
Yeah, right.
85.
Okay.
It's 5.
Thank you. It's 5. Okay. Now, what was the total number of all the tests, Yannick? 4 tests
would
was
be-
76 and 5 tests was 85. So what's the total number of all the tests that Timothy took? How many tests did he take?
9 tests.
740. 740?
Yannick,
Yes,
how many tests did Tommy take?
2 tests.
How many?
2.
No, He took first 4 tests, then he took another 5 tests. What's 4 plus 5?
9.
9. So the total number of tests he took was 9, correct?
Yes.
4 tests, and then he took 5 tests. The average for the 4 was 76, and the total scores was 76 is 4 times 76. 5 times 85. Now we add this up. I think Chastity, you told me what it was, right?
740.
So you no, what's the 4 times 76?
4 times 76 is 304.
304.
304.
And what's
24.
the 5? Yeah, okay. And what's
So
the
it's 304
5
plus
times 85 is what?
425.
Okay.
And the other one is 5, right? The other one is what?
And you divide this by 9.
Wait, by 9 here.
The sum of this divided by 9.
5.
So we put the 9 here.
85 multiplied by
Okay.
5.
Now, so what's that sum?
85 by 5.
740.
Okay. Average equal, no, 304 plus 425 is what?
729.
Okay.
But 729?
Yeah, 5 and 4 is 9, right, Chastity?
Oh,
2
yeah,
and
yeah.
0. Okay.
I don't know. I
so
was thinking I was adding.
Okay,
Yeah.
729, and that's
729.
divided by 9. And what is it, Audrey? What's the answer?
81.
Okay. 729
I know you
divided
can't- I
by
can't remember how you do
9.
it. I know you do it something like that, but I can't remember how you do it to get 81.
Yeah. And when you divide 9 into that, you get what? 81.
81.
So your answer is 81. And that's choice what?
That's
Huh?
B.
B.
Answer B. Yes. So here you had to get the average of 2 sets
Okay.
of scores. So you had to put the totals for one set plus the total for the second set. And since there's a total of 9 tests, 4 plus 5 is 9. The sum of the 2 tests over 9 gives you 81 as the average score on all the 5 tests. Any questions on number 2?
No.
Okay. Where's the noise coming from?
Huh?
Somebody, there's some noise coming from somebody.
Oh, that's my cameras, the Ring cameras.
Oh,
Every
okay.
time somebody gets near my door, it rings.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Okay. All right. All right.
But I'm not
Let's-
home. That's why.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Let's go to number 3. Anybody do number 3? Audrey, you do number 3?
Yeah, hold on a second. Number 3. Number 3.
Number 3.
Yeah, I do number 3.
Okay. 6,000 people were polled. 2,400 people said they approved. What percent of the people polled disapproved? So there are a couple of ways you could do it. You could find the percent that approved and subtract from 100, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would give you the ones who disapproved. Or you could do what? What's the other way?
Subtract.
That's right. You could subtract 2,400 from
6,000.
6,000 and divide that result by
Okay.
6,000. So what did you do, Audrey? Tell me what you did.
That's what I did.
Okay, so what you took,
That-
6,000
6,000 and I subtracted 24. So
minus 24. All right, and you divided that by what?
100, that was 36.
You divided
divide
that
that-
by what? 6,000?
66%, 6,000. I think it's, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
So let's see. Let me
That's
just
like
put that, okay. Now, so that gave you what when you subtracted?
3600.
Okay, 3,600. And you divided that by 6,000 and you could eliminate the zeros, right?
Zeros, yes.
Okay, so that's 6,000. And to simplify your life, you could just make that what, 36 over 60. So that would be 36 divided by 60. Okay. And what's the least common denominator for that?
6.
What number you can divide into 36 and also divide
6.
into 66?
6.
So 36 divided by 6 is 6. And 60 divided by 60 is
10.
10, right?
Mhm.
So that would be 10. And 6 over 10 is same as a decimal what? What's the decimal?
0.0,
Yeah,
0.006?
no,
No,
point
0.0.
6. No, Chastity, 0.6, 0.06. 0.06 is 600ths,
Oh, okay.
right? 6/10. Remember place value?
Yeah.
The number right after decimal is tenths. Hundredths would be in the second position. Okay, and that's equal to what percent? 60%.
60%.
So the answer is what? What
C.
you said, Audrey, right?
C.
Answer C. So that was one way you could do it. Like the other way you could have said what? What's the second way you could have done it? 2,400 said they approved, so you could have divided the 2,400 by 6,000
Yeah.
and then subtract
Subtract
that. Yeah, in other words, you could have said 2,400 divided by 6,000. What is that equal to? 24 over 60.
81.
24 over 60 is what?
24.
6 goes into 24.
1/5.
No,
It's 5. Let me see.
6 into 24 goes 4 times, and 6 into
4
60 is
times.
10
10
times,
times.
right?
Right.
So that's 4 over 10,
4.
right? So that would be equal to 4 over 10. No, 4 over 10. And if we have 4 over 10 approved, then 100 minus, this is a converted percent, 100 minus 40% equal to 60% that disapprove. So that's the other way you could have done it. You could have found, since it says 2,400 approved, 2,400 out of 6,000 gives you 410, 4 over 10, and that's equal, I'll just convert it to percent. That's 40%. Then you could subtract the 40% from 100% and get 60%. This is 100%. Okay, any questions?
No.
All right, the answer is C. 40% approve, 100 minus 40%, 60% disapprove. Difference in 6,000 and 2,400 gives you 3,600 over 6,000. That gives you the number that disapproved. Yannick, you with us?
Yes.
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay. All right, let's go to any questions now on number 3?
No.
Okay, let's go to number 4. Anybody solve number 4?
No, that give me a problem. I depend on all night and they still can't get it. So. I don't
What
know if
about
my
what about you,
brain-
Chastity? Did you try number 4?
I don't know if my brain freeze or
No,
something.
I'm sorry, I didn't. I'm just actually, coming in and
Okay.
out because I'm running some errands with my husband, and I'm all the way in Long Island. That's why before
Okay,
the
okay.
call hung up before, because I was like really like far, and it took me, it dropped me, and then I tried to log in again, and didn't let me, and then I tried again. But that's why, so I had a little time to interact in the other question that I was we were doing.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
I'm sorry.
all right, let's do the one with the chefs. Now,
Mhm.
you'll have to do what? What will you have to, something you'll have to do with this?
I change the feet, the inches, right? But then I got messed up along the way. I don't know.
No,
Which
you
one
don't,
is that one for?
no, number
Mhm.
4, you don't have to change any units. You can leave them right there in feet, right?
Divide 3 by 12, we get 4, right? Each of them would be 4 feet, right?
Which number is it?
Number
it-
4.
But they're asking for the footnote,
Oh.
so the footnote would be half of a feet,
What do you
right?
want? What do you need?
Well, it says you have 3 shelves. You have a piece of lumber 12 feet long. The top shelf should be half a foot shorter than the middle. The bottom shelf to be half a foot shorter than twice the length of the top shelf. How long would each shelf be if you use the entire 12 feet?
Mhm.
So what do you have to do first? You've got to set up some things there, like some
3 pieces of
variables.
wood, 3 shelves, like 3 straight bars or something, right?
Well, you got 3 shelves, so you got to use some variables to represent the 3 shelves, right?
Mhm.
So we just to simplify it, we can say let,
Divide it in half. Okay.
well, okay, we can say let M equal middle
Okay.
shelf. Okay. Let me just get rid of the lines. Okay. Since they would not allow me to write it on the line. Okay. Let M equal middle shelf. Let me just get rid of the, okay. Okay, and I'll just get rid of these lines. Okay, now M is the middle shelf. T, we'll say T.
Is the top, right?
That's right. That's the top shelf. And B is the bottom shelf. Now, what do we know about these shelves? What do they tell us?
You tell us that the top shelf
Top shelf to be half
half a foot
a foot shorter than the middle.
shorter than the
Right.
middle.
So we know we got to use that, right? The bottom shelf to be half a foot shorter
Shorter
than twice the
twice
length
the
of the
length of the
top
top.
shelf. So we know we have to use that. Now let's convert those words to math.
Okay.
So if the top shelf is T,
Mhm.
what are we saying? How would that translate, Audrey? What would T be equal to? Half a foot shorter than the middle. So what would that look like?
Okay, 1/2 minus something.
No. Top shelf to be half a foot shorter than the middle. That means a less than, a subtracted, right?
Yes, you start. Yes, I know it's
So
subtracted.
what would top shelf be equal to?
4, it could be 4 feet or a half.
No, don't give me numbers. Because
Oh.
I told you M was middle, T was
Oh.
top, B was bottom. The
Okay.
top shelf to be half a foot shorter than the middle. That means I'm subtracting a half foot from the middle.
Right.
So
Okay.
that's going to be middle
Minus
minus what?
top.
No, 1/2 foot,
Well, yeah.
right?
Half foot. Yes.
Yes.
Half
So
a foot.
the top shelf will be the middle shelf
Mhm.
minus 1/2.
1/2.
That's what this translates to. Top
Okay.
shelf to be half a foot shorter than the middle.
Okay.
Now, let's go to the bottom shelf. Chastity, what would the bottom shelf be equal to? Chastity, what would the bottom shelf?
Half times twice times
The bottom shelf is to be half a
half
shelf
a shelf.
shorter
Okay.
than twice the length
twice.
of the top shelf. Twice means 2 times,
Times
right?
2 times. Yes.
So
Or
if the
1
top
over 2x.
shelf is a T, that means I'll have 2 times T, that's twice,
Right.
minus what?
Minus half.
Yes, half what?
Bottom.
Minus, no, minus a half. Because it says what?
But
The
it's the
bottom
twice.
shelf be half a foot shorter than twice the length of the top shelf. So twice the length of the top shelf is 2T. I think you just said it, Audrey, minus 1/2. Right? Because it said twice, that means 2 times,
Right.
and half minus a half, okay?
Right. Right.
Twice the length and a half inch shorter. That means you've subtracted minus a half. Okay, now, so we've translated these word expressions to the math equations. Now, what else do we know about these shelves? What else do we know about the shelves?
That there's a length of wood that is to be divided.
Okay, and how long is that wood?
12 feet of wood.
12 feet. That, and it said what? We want to use the entire length.
Right.
And what does that mean? That means,
all of
that's right. That means that the middle plus the bottom
it. Yeah.
plus the top should
Mhm.
be equal to what?
12 feet.
That's right. So those are our equations. We know that the sum of the bottom, the middle, the bottom, and the top shelves should add up to 12 because we want to
Right.
use all 12 feet of the wood. So we have all of our equations. Now, what we did, the goal is to get this equation where we have one unknown, right? You see how we can get one unknown?
Mhm.
Anybody see it?
Okay. You see. A half minus a half equals 12.
No, how can I get this, the middle, bottom, top shelf such that I have just one unknown? In other words, now I've got 3 unknowns.
Subtract from both sides of the equal sign. And sure.
Well, how can we get them all as T?
Oh, let's see.
Well, notice this, okay. If T is equal to M minus 1/2, what is M equal to? How would I solve for M? Add 1/2 to both sides. So M is going to be equal to T plus
T1/2, T, 2T.
plus 1/2. No.
Okay.
If T is M minus 1/2, and if I add 1/2 to both sides of the equation, M is going to be T plus 1/2. Does everyone see that? Yes? No?
T is equal to half.
T is equal to M. Well, let's do it here.
Minus 1/2.
Yeah, let me just write this. Okay.
9, 3, 4, 5, home, home.
Somebody need to go on mute. So if I take this equation and add what? 1/2 to both sides. Take this equation, add 1/2 to both sides. What do I get? Let me just-
1/2.
No, I'm adding it.
Okay.
What do I get on the left side?
1/2.
I get T plus 1/2. And if I add it to both sides on the right, I just get M, correct? So here I get T, remember I'm adding it to both sides, right? T plus 1/2 equal, and if I'm adding 1/2 on the right side, I just get M, right? Because minus 1/2 and a plus 1/2 is M. That's how I get M equals T plus 1/2. Questions? So that means for M, I can put T plus 1/2. Correct?
It's so that confusing me.
Well, okay. Let me, okay. All right. I'm taking this M plus B plus T is 12, and I'm trying to get this to one unknown. So right now I have found that because of T equal M minus 1/2, then M is going to be T plus 1/2. That means I can substitute. Let's see, and I'll just write it here. Substitute for M T plus 1/2. All right. So I'm taking this equation. Instead of putting M, I'm putting T. So this becomes T plus 1/2 plus B plus T equals 12. All right. So I've eliminated what? I've eliminated my M,
Same.
because now I have B and T. Now, what can I do for B to get T? B is 2T minus 1/2, right? So I can substitute. Let me just copy this. Okay, so I want to substitute for B.
T.
And what is B? B is
Two
2T
T.
minus 1/2, right? So that's going to be 2t, and that's going to be a minus 1/2. So if I do that, let me just take this equation, because now I'll just end up with just the unknown t. So for the b, I'm putting 2t minus 1/2. So now that's 1/2, not 12. Okay. So I have t plus 1/2 plus 2t minus 1/2 plus t is 12. So how many unknowns do you see now?
1,
And what is that
2,
unknown?
3.
It's just t, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now let's add up the t's. How many t's do you have?
3 T's.
How many?
3. No,
How
you have
many?
2 T's. You have 2 T's and then you have a 2T.
You have a 1t,
1 T,
a 2t, and a 1t.
a 1.
That's how many t's?
There's 3 T's in all.
Add t. Or do you see 3? I think there's 4.
You see 4?
You have a
Oh, yes,
1t,
2T. It's 2T, yes.
a
2T is 2.
2t,
It's
and a
2,
1t.
and a 1T is
So-
3, and that one is 4, yes.
Okay, so you add your t values and you've got 4t, and let's just write out 1/2 plus 1/2 minus 1/2, and that's equal 12. Okay. Now what do I have? 4t equals 12, right? Because 1 minus 1/2 and a plus 1/2 is 0.
Is
So
0.
now I have 4t equals 12. Now what is t equal to? What do I do?
The T is subtract.
No. 4t, that's a multiplication.
40, oh yes, 40 minus, so you divide.
Yes, you divide. So divide both sides, divide
Right.
both sides by 4, and that would give you t equals 12
No,
over 4 equals
3.
3. Okay, that's the small t for the top chef. Okay, so if the top chef is 3, how do we find the bottom? How do we find the middle?
You subtract the 3. You subtract the middle.
Well, we have a relationship between t and the middle, and we have a relationship between b and the top shelf. You have 2 equations that relate the top shelf to the middle and to the bottom. You have this one. Top is middle minus 1/2, right?
Yes.
Or let's take this one because we changed it.
Change
The
it.
middle equal t plus 1/2. So let's take that one. So that's the relationship between t and the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have a relationship between the bottom and the top. That's this one. Okay. So you can use these 2 equations and solve for the middle and the bottom. What would this one be? T plus 1/2, what would that be equal to? 3 plus 1/2. And what's 3 plus 1/2? 3.5, right?
3.5, yes.
That's 3 1/2. All right. What about the bottom?
3.5.
What's 2 times t? That would be 2
2
times 3
is 6.
minus 1/2, right?
Minus a half.
And that's right. That's 6. That's equal to 6 minus 1/2. And what is that equal to, Audrey?
6 minus a half is 3.
No, not divided. Not multiplied.
Six.
6 minus,
Okay. Minus-
subtract 1/2 from,
1/2.
what would that give you?
Okay, 6.
Well, 6 is 5 2/2, right? So you could write that as 5 2/2. So 5 2/2 minus a 1/2. What does that give you? 5 2/2 minus a half. 5 2/2 minus a half, Yannick. 5 2/2 minus 1/2.
I got that messed up. My thing mess up.
No, subtract your halves. What's 1/2 from 2/2?
1/2.
Yannick,
Yes, 1/2 from 2/2 is 1/2.
that's right. So 5 2/2 minus 1/2 is 5 1/2.
Again. Sure, coming back to you, man. Okay, that's up again.
So the top shelf is 3.
See, wait, let's not
The
move on.
middle shelf is 3.5, and the bottom shelf is 5.5. That's the length of each shelf. We found the top shelf is 3, but the relationship between the top shelf and middle is the top shelf plus 1/2 is equal to middle. So we just add the 1/2 to the 3 and we get 3.5 for the middle shelf. The bottom shelf is twice the top shelf, 2 times t minus a 1/2 foot. 2 times 3 is 6 because we found the top shelf is 6. 6 minus a 1/2 is the same as 5 2/2 because 2/2 is 1 minus a 1/2 gives you 5.5. That's the bottom shelf. So answers: top shelf is 3, middle shelf is 3.5, bottom shelf is 5.5.
The question was,
Questions on number 4?
I had 3.5 in the middle, but I didn't know how you get it. This thing I started, you know, I think
You had 3.5 in the middle? Yeah, well.
I was going in the right direction.
Well, if you had 3.5 in the middle,
I had 6.5 for the first, right? And then I had 3.5 and 3 for the last at the bottom, but then I look messed up.
well, if you had 3.5 for the middle, then you could put the middle 3.5 minus a 1/2, and you would have got the top shelf is 3, Audrey, right? 3.5 minus a 1/2 give you a top shelf of 3. Correct? And then the bottom shelf, if that's 3 for the top shelf, you put that in this formula, and 2 times 3 is 6 minus a 1/2 give you 5.5 for the bottom shelf.
Oh, I didn't do it. So I started to get a little confused then, and my head started going, so I said, going to sleep. Honestly, you know, because sometimes, you know, your head, your brain can start to freeze up.
Yeah, well, the important thing, when you're given a word problem like this, you gotta look at what you're given, and you're given. Well, first thing, piece of lumber is 12 feet and they say to use the entire 12
You
feet,
heard that?
that
Yeah.
means the sum total of all the shelves,
Oh, it's a chip.
like here, must add up to 12. The middle shelf length plus the bottom shelf length plus the top shelf length should add up to 12. Then you start looking at the other relationships. The top shelf is to be half a foot shorter than the middle. That
Mhm.
translate here. Middle minus a half is equal to the top shelf. Middle minus a half foot is equal to top shelf. And then the next relationship, the bottom shelf should be half a foot shorter. That means less than.
Less than,
Twice
right.
the length of the top shelf means 2 times the top
Okay.
shelf, right?
So
So
twice.
that
Let me do
means
that, but then
2 times the top shelf minus a half must be the bottom. Now you've established all the relationships. You go back to the sum of all the shelves adding up to 12. Middle shelf
When I did,
length.
I didn't get 12. Do I get something different? I think I get one short or something like that. Something to get
Well,
short.
no, but when they tell you to use the entire 12 feet of the wood, Audrey, you've got to add up the length of the middle plus the length of the bottom plus the length of the top shelves to be equal to 12, because you want to use up all 12 feet. Okay, so you must have that equation. Middle plus bottom plus top is 12. Now you've got to say, well, what can I do to get to one unknown? What do I know about my relationships to give me one unknown? Well, you do know something, because you know that top shelf is m minus a half, which translates to middle equal t plus a half. In other words, add a half to both sides. All right. So now instead of m, we can put t plus a half. So now we've got it down to just t and b. But what do we know about b? We know that b is twice the top shelf minus a half. So that's the t there. That's the top shelf. So if we put that in, now we only have t as an unknown. Then we can combine our like terms. All of our t's, 1t, 2t, 1t, 4t. 1/2 plus 1/2 minus 1/2 gives 0, because plus and minus of the same value gives you 0. So we left with 4t is 12, and only one number times 4 will give you 12, and that number is 3. So t is 12 over 4 is 3. So once we know the top shelf, we go back to our relationships between middle and top, define middle, and bottom and top, define bottom. So that's how we can find them.
Okay.
Any questions on number 4? That one you had to translate.
A lot.
Yeah, you had to translate the words to the math. So you had equations you can substitute in and solve. But you had to know, they had to give you the length of all 3 shelves, the 12. You had to know that. Without that, you couldn't solve the problem. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Any questions on number 4? Remember, Yannick, what we're putting here, you'll be getting it in the mail, okay? So you can go back
Miss
through it
Barbara.
and, go through it again and make sure you understand the
And
relationship.
then I'm gonna have to listen to the
And then
YouTube
the
program.
YouTube, because the YouTube will be recording what I'm saying. So you'll have an additional explanation along with what is here on the screen. You'll have
Yes,
explanation of how we got it, okay?
yes, that would be very interesting. Yeah.
Okay, now let's go to number 5. Jane spent $42 for shoes. That was $14 less than twice what she spent for a blouse. How much was the blouse? How would you solve that, Audrey? Okay, $42
I said it was $42. $42.
for shoes. Okay,
Right.
let's just put that here. So $42, we'll put a dollar sign here. That was spent for shoes. Now, what was this $42 equal to?
$14 less than twice what she spent for the blouse.
Okay, so $14 less than, that means you're gonna subtract it, right?
Yes,
It's okay. So
twice.
let's,
So I do it twice. I don't know if I was right.
okay, so $14 less than twice what she spent for the blouse. So
Mhm.
this $42, they say this was, so that means that $42 is equal to
Right.
twice, $14 less
$14
than
less.
twice what she spent for the blouse. So if we just say 2 times
times
B,
14. Okay.
no, 2 times
Okay.
B, we're saying, okay, let B
B.
equal blouse.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so $14 less than twice what she spent for the blouse. So that means we have got to subtract the 14. Less than means subtract, right? So
Right.
that's minus $14.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how do we solve for B?
28. Minus twice.
How do we solve for B?
28. X.
So what do you do first here? If $42 equal 2B minus 14, Audrey, what's your next step? What do you do to both sides of the equations from here?
You subtract it,
Right. Right, subtract what?
the 14.
Yes, subtract 14 from both sides of the equation. Okay, so let's just do that. You're going to subtract 14. Just copy this. Subtract 14. So on the right side, minus 14. On the left side, minus 14. On the right side, minus 14. So what do I get on the left side?
28.
28. That's right. 28. 42 minus 14 is 28. What do I get on the right side?
0.
Plus what?
2B.
2B. That's right. So 2B plus 0, which is just 2B. Because a
Right.
plus 14 and a minus 14 is
2B. What you say again? 2B. What did you say, Miss Barbara?
yeah, we had, wait just a minute. We had $42 twice, 14 less than twice what she spent for the blouse. So 14.
14 times 2. Maybe 28.
No, so we wouldn't subtract, Audrey, we'd have to add. Because this is a subtraction,
Right.
right? So this wouldn't be subtract. You see here, this would be add 14. Add 14 to. Remember, you have to do the opposite, right? Because that's a minus 14, so we have to add 14. So this will be a plus, right? And over here will be a plus, because how else would we get 0, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so what's 42 plus 14?
42 plus 14 is 56.
That's right. Okay. And then we'll have 2B. And what is B?
It's 2 times.
So what would B be equal to? Divide both sides by 2, right?
Mhm.
And B would be equal to 56 divided by 2 And what is that equal to? 28?
28.
This would be 2, not 3. 2. And that would be equal to 28. And let's put the small b. So what would be the cost of the blouse? Which answer?
$28.
Yeah, which answer would that be?
C.
C.
You know, I do that twice over already.
Huh?
I said I do it twice and then I went back and do it wrong thing.
Oh, did you get it right?
No, I put 14 because what
but-
I did, I had 28 first and then I said, you know, it can't be 28.
Well, well,
then I said, no, it can't be
But
that. I started
Audrey,
subtracting.
think here, if twice the blouse is 2 times 28, that's 56. 56 minus 14 is 42. Then it comes out right. So you can
Right,
check
that's
it.
it.
So if you substitute back in and you don't get that 42, then you know it's not right.
I didn't
Right?
subtract, I'm not really trying to get through it. I did
Oh, okay.
That's it.
But
I was
remember
trying to
now
get it.
when you said less than and you put that less
I
than,
subtract the 40, 24.
yeah, you gotta
And
add
then
the
I multiply the 28 by the 2 and
Yeah,
I get
but
56, right?
Yeah, but you notice when I put the minus 14, I'm saying, but that's not going to give me 0. I should be getting 0 for the
Mm,
add 14, subtract
14.
14.
Yeah.
So if this is a minus, I've got to add it.
I changed mine from 28 to 14. Because I
Oh,
I changed this morning, you know. Yeah,
oh
I
my
changed it this
goodness.
morning.
But you
Yeah.
know what, Audrey, if you had checked it, you would
Yes,
have
I
known.
should have gone back over it again.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
took twice what you got for the blouse, that's 28.
Right.
28 minus 14 is 14. That's not the cost of the shoes.
Right.
You should get back the
I should have gone again.
$42.
Yeah, but I didn't.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's where I get it wrong.
Okay. All right. Let's go to that was number 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I have to look at my phone time because my computer time is behind. That's why I was on late. 'Cause my computer time is showing 5:22 and I know that's not right.
It's 6:22, Barbara.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at 5:22 and I said, I know that's not right. That's what my computer is showing. Okay. Number 6. 2x minus 3 times x plus 4 equal minus 5. What does x equal?
Let's see though.
Chastity, are you? Oh, Chastity's on mute because I think she's got some noise coming on her way. Yannick, 2x minus
Joe.
3 times x plus 4 is minus 5. Can you see the screen, Yannick?
No,
You can't see the screen?
no.
She's on the phone. She's on a call.
Oh, she can't see
I'm
the
not on
screen.
Zoom.
Oh, you're not on
Can't see
Zoom.
it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Audrey, what's your first step?
My
Yeah.
first step is
PEMDAS. What's your first step?
I do the parentheses first.
That's it. So let me just copy this and you tell me what to do.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, you do the parentheses first. So what do I get? Let me just
Okay,
put here PEMDAS, order of operations, parentheses, exponent, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So you'll do your parentheses. So what do you do?
Okay, multiply the 2x. No, no, I have 2x with you.
Do
the
parentheses.
X is
Ah.
3x, negative 3x. Right, we know the 2x, right? And then
Okay,
you
so
multiply the
do parentheses.
2x.
Okay, do parentheses operation. So let me just copy this and you tell me what you get. So you're gonna do the parentheses operation and you got a minus 3x, you said, right? Okay. And what's a
2x.
minus 3
2x.
times plus 12? I mean, plus 4.
3 times x plus 4.
Well, you're gonna multiply the -3 by everything in the parentheses. So -3 times x is -3x. What's a -3 times a +4?
It's 12.
Plus or minus?
Three 12, 3
It's a 12, but what's the sign?
plus sign. Negative.
Negative, because a negative times plus is a
times plus
negative.
is
So
negative,
this is gonna be a minus
Minus
12, right?
12. Yes.
So that's a minus 12. And that's equal to a -5. So what's my next step?
Okay. You,
Combine like terms, right?
yes,
So what's up 2x and a -3x?
2x minus 3x. That would be plus, right?
No, a plus and a minus, you subtract.
Right, yes, we subtracting.
And the sign
So
is
that
that
would
of
be
the
negative
bigger
1x.
that's it, -1x.
Negative 1x.
Very good, okay? And that's equal, you're gonna what?
Take the 5 from both sides, ain't it? You subtract?
You're gonna subtract?
No, it's equals to 12. Wait, 1x.
You're gonna add
Equals
the
to
12 to both
12 to both
sides.
sides. Yes, because subtract
Okay.
negative and negative become positive. Okay.
Okay, let's just say add 12 to both sides. Okay, so if I do that, that's gonna give me what? Plus 12,
12.
well, let's say -5 plus 12. Okay, so what is that equal to?
Negative 17. No, 7. Negative 5 plus 12 is negative 7.
Okay, well, why are you getting negative? -5 plus 12, you're gonna subtract, your bigger number has a plus sign. Isn't that a
So
plus 7?
you take the sign of the bigger number, right?
Yeah, yes, and that's the 12. Well, the 12 is a bigger number, it's plus, so that's gonna be a +7,
Plus 7. Okay.
right? So what is x equal to?
X.
Divide
Okay.
both sides
Okay, got it right.
by
Again.
-1. And what do I get?
Okay, again, sure.
X equal -7, right? X would be equal to -7.
Okay. All right. X is equal to 7. We take it put -7. Yeah. We say negative. Okay.
Okay, 2x minus 3x minus 12 equal -5. Combine the x's, we get a -1x. Add the 12, we get a +7. Divide both sides by -1. -1 over -1 gives you a +x, but a +7 divided by -1 gives you a -1. So what's the answer?
Okay. Okay, it's -7.
Yes, so what would be the answer?
The -7 is A.
Answer A.
So we got it right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
you got
right.
it right.
Yeah, it would be answer A.
Answer A,
because-
yes.
Yes, because you divide in both sides by
Both sides
-1,
by
and a
minus-
plus over minus gives you a minus. So
Right.
it will be answer A for 6. Questions? You got to keep track. Well, you have to know PEMDAS, what you do
Yeah.
first, and then you
Yeah,
have
I know
to
how to do the
remember your
adding, subtracting, yeah.
your sign
Sign,
operations.
the sign, that sign.
Yes.
That's how I get that with the sign.
Add, unlike signs,
Unlike
you
signs.
subtract,
Subtract,
and
yeah.
your sign will be that of the number that has the
Number,
greater
Yes,
absolute
absolute
value.
value, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I gotta revise that again.
All right. Now let's go to number 7. Okay. Now this is a factoring problem. Now, what you want to do is find two numbers that multiply to give you a negative 24, and they add up to give you a minus 5. So what two numbers multiply to give you a negative 24, and those same two numbers add up to give you a negative 5? What are the two numbers?
3.
They multiply to give you
Multiply.
a negative 24, and you take those same two numbers and
Yeah.
add them and get a negative 5.
3,
What
8,
are the two numbers, Audrey?
8.
Yes, 8 and what?
8 and 3.
8 and 3, or the factors
4.
of 24. All right. But to get a negative, that means one of these have to be negative. So let's just do this. X. Now we know that it's an 8 and a 3, right? But let's figure out what the signs have to be. So let me just put 8 here. I'll put 8. Okay, let me put here 3. Now we know that factors that we use are 8 and 3, because 8 and 3 multiply to give you 24. And some way we can add up 8 and 3 and we get our negative 5. But in order to get the negative 5, which of these have to be negative and which one plus, Audrey?
The 8,
Which one is negative?
negative 3, positive 8.
Well, then that's going to give me a plus 5.
Oh,
Remember, I say you add them and get a negative 5. You multiply them and get a negative 24. So that means to get a negative 24,
what if we
one has to be
Negative
positive
8.
and one at, yes, that's right. It has to
8
be a
has to be
negative 8
negative 8?
and a plus 3. Right? Because a negative 8x and a plus 3x gives you a negative 5x. So it has to be the bigger number as negative to get the 5, right? So the negative 8 and the plus 3, that means the answer has to be what? What's the answer?
D.
What did you say, Audrey?
D.
D is in dog, right?
Dog, yeah.
Answer can only be D, because
Okay.
that's the choice where you have the bigger number 8 being negative, and it has to be the bigger number to get the negative 5, because remember, you subtract. Okay.
Okay.
Questions on number 7. Okay, we're going to stop here. And homework, please try number 8, 9, and 10. Homework 8, 9, 10. Homework. Now, next Monday, which will be the 22nd, you will have an algebra quiz. That's on the 22nd, a week from today, okay? We'll have an algebra quiz. Okay, any questions on anything we've gone over? So as I said, again, Yannick, you'll be getting what we went over today. I'll be emailing it to you. And I will be uploading our session to YouTube. So you have two ways you can go over this. You can look over what we did in the session, and you can look, well, you can look at the sheet and whatever changes we put here. And then you can go to the YouTube and look at the actual session. Okay.
Yes.
Any questions on anything?
When I can do that tomorrow morning?
Yeah, it'll be up later, this evening. But like I said, in terms of copying this file and then uploading it to YouTube, the whole thing total takes about an hour. Okay.
What number is that page?
What page that I'm on now?
Yeah.
You mean for the homework?
Yeah.
Okay, let me go back. It's okay, we did number 7. Number 8 is on page 8 and 9 on page 8. So I said 8, 9, and 10. And 10 is on page 9. So it's pages 8 and 9, Yannick, for the homework.
8 and 9.
8 and 9.
By Wednesday. By Thursday. Wednesday. I'm receiving Thursday.
What is it, Yannick?
Probably Thursday. I will receive it from the mail.
Okay, so all right. So you want me to mail you this? Because I can.
Yeah, but before I receive it from the mail, I can listen to on it on YouTube.
Well, that's true. You can. I can send if it's easier for you. Okay, because you don't have a way of printing, right? Okay, so I'll send you algebra 4, so you'll have all the problems. Number 4. Send to Yannick, and I'll send it. This will be postal mail. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Baba.
Okay. All right. So enjoy the rest of your evening, all of you, and thank you for sharing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
Have a good evening, everyone.
All right. Good
Okay.
evening.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Miss
Miss
Carly.
Barbara.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you, Miss
Bye.
Baba.
Okay.
I didn't get to see it.